So you can I mean off your slide sharing so that I can share mine. All right, so welcome on board for our virtual summit, KPI Summit 2025. This is 𝗞𝗣𝗜 𝗦𝘂𝗺 𝗦𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗀 on behalf of World Academy. I welcome you all for this summit. So the flow of this summit will be, initially I will be talking about the keynote. It may be around 25 to 30 minutes. And then there will be a panel discussions followed by this. We have all of our panelists. There are 4 panelists. So we'll be talking with the panelists in the panel discussion. And in between time, during the panel or even during the keynote presentation, if you have any doubt, any clarifications required, any questions, you can ask the questions in the chat box, so that we will follow the chat box and we will address your question through the panelist. So that is the modalities for our program, and hopefully, I mean, we will continue as long as required, though we have a timeline, 2.5 hours time for this program. So I'm sure that you all are aware about it. So let us start with the keynote presentation from my side, and after that we'll be listening our panel speakers. So let me share my presentation. So I'm sure that my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, it is.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for the confirmation. All right, so dear delegates, our today's program, KPI Summit. This is 𝗞𝗣𝗬𝗀. I told you earlier that I'm more working with World Academy as a vice president, looking after the global operations. The organizations nowadays are very much busy by tracking the easily measurable items rather than which is critical to the success measurement. Very simple dialogue it is, but very crucial for the organization. What we usually do, we try to measure which is very easy to measure, which may not require any kinds of efforts, any kinds of critical thinking, any kinds of technological investments, nothing. So we always focus our efforts on those measuring items. But what we need to do, which is critical for the success, which is required to make it successful, we need to measure those. That is our highlighting point of today's summit. The main issue of KPI practices, what we have found, so many organizations, they are practicing KPIs, but at the end, they claim that they are not getting the benefits of using KPI-based performance management system. So that is really very, tricky issues. Worldwide, globally, the practicing of KPI-based performance management system ensures highest level of organizational performance. But majority organizations, those who are even practicing these, they are not getting it. What is the difference then? Why they could not achieve their main targets? Because many of the organizations, they measure activity-based KPIs, like counting the meetings held, calls made, hours worked, reports filed. So all are what you have done so far. These all are talking about the efforts, not the impact. Because efforts is easy to measure. Efforts is very much visible. And we love to measure it because as an individual, once I'm working, I am focusing on my task and I want that organization should measure what I have done so far. That means the task achievement, the activity based KPIs. That is the big challenge nowadays because we are focusing on activity based KPI measurement. For example, a call center may measure the calls handled per agent, but that doesn't guarantee that customer satisfaction. Why the call center exists? If you can look back, why it is there? It is not to only to making the phone calls. Rather, it is there to ensure the customer satisfaction. Right? So if you cannot connect it with the KPIs, if you're only measuring the calls handled per agent, then it won't be a good thing which can drive your business. Now you can ask me that, Mr. Zaidi, so shall we not measure the activity? Yes, you can. You can. But that could be a secondary level of measurement. That is not the highlighted area. The highlighted areas is the impact. Of course, for getting the impact, there may be some other things, some other issues. So we need to focus first the impact. Maybe secondarily, you can focus on the activity. The same examples, marketing team may track social media posts published, but doesn't ensure sales growth or brand trust. So 500 posts you have done, but nothing impacted. There is no point. So that is the main challenge for organizations. Now what to do then? The clear danger sign is culture of checking boxes, not driving values. So are you, as an organization or as a supervisor or the entrepreneur, do you think that you are establishing KPI based PMS for only checking the boxes? Is it okay? Is it done? Is it all right? Or you set up it for driving the value for the company, for the organization? That is what we need to ensure. So the danger, as this word, the danger, if your focus is only checking the boxes, ensuring the reportings, the metrics, then you cannot have the fruits of KPI based PMS. That is the reason for which. Okay. So what need to do? KPI must move from being passive scorekeepers to becoming active business drivers. Same thing. KPI can play a role as a scorekeepers. What we usually do, we keep the scores, we keep the data, we keep the records, we maintain, we measure the metrics, all the things are there. That is scorekeepers. But what we need to do, we need to make it shifting to active business drivers, which can really drive the business. That is why we ensure the KPI based PMS. Right? The shift from activity to outcome or impact. Right? So effort based measurement to impact based measurement. We need to shift our mindset, shift our focus, shift our keeping systems from effort based to impact based. Like just giving an example, activity KPI, what did we do? But for outcome KPI, what did it achieve? We need to focus on that. Instead of tracking email sent, ask, did those emails lead to new clients? Have you got any new clients from these emails? If it is, then it drives the business. If not, it is a result of a activity. Instead of tracking training hours delivered, rather, did those hours improve employee capability or performance? So, focusing on the impact. Of course, as I told earlier, you can focus both, but the major focus, the key focus should be on the impact area. What makes KPI as a business driver? What we need to do? First thing, alignment with the strategy. If any KPI missing the line, missing the strategic line, then it cannot be a business driver. It can be only the scorekeepers. So KPI should not be a scorekeeper only. It should be a business driver. How? Alignment with the strategy, connection to execution, not only the planning stage. You need to connect it to the execution level. How can you do this? So that is the execution part. And finally, impacts on results. At the end, it should drive the results. So these are the three very important characteristics of KPI to make it as a business driver rather than the scorekeepers. All right. So I repeat, alignment with the strategy, connection to execution, and impact on results. All right. Now, 4 A's of impactful KPIs. What are the 4 A? Align. Link KPI with strategy and vision. That is align. That is the first A. Link KPI with strategy and vision. Act. Ensure KPIs drive action, not just reporting. That is the act. Then assess. What? Balancing leading and lagging indicators to measure progress. You know, in the KPI, we used to use these two terms, leading and lagging indicators. I just tell you what is what. So leading indicator means which is a process-oriented, a task-based, a KPI activity-based. That is the leading indicator. And lagging indicator is result-based. Now, what is the difference? The difference is usually leading indicator may focus for achievement of the lagging indicator. So now, as I told earlier, activity and impact. Leading is activity, lagging is impact. If you only focus on the leading, that won't be good as well. If you only focus on the lagging, that is also not good as well. So you need to have a balance. You need to have a balance, but make sure that for every position, for every department, there is a balance between leading and lagging indicator. Let me give you an example. The previous slides, what I have shared with you, say number of emails sent, that could be a leading indicator. If you do not send any email, there is no point for measuring the impact of the email. So first, you need to ensure that the email are sent, and once it is done, then you need to ensure how good it is, how perfect it was. So execution part is the leading, achievement part is the lagging. So there is a clean and clear relationship between these two. You cannot avoid one. That's why we said assess the balance, whether a perfect balance has been set for KPIs for every positions or individuals. And finally, adapt. Keep KPIs flexible to respond to changing business environment. So adaptability, flexibility should be there, because you know that we used to suggest every quarter you need to review your KPIs, whether it is correct, whether it should be going on, or there should be some modifications required or not. So adaptability should be there. That means 4 A's which ensures the impactful KPIs. A for align, A for act, A for assess, A for adapt. Align with the strategy. Act means the action orientation. Assess means balancing. Adaptation means make it flexible. Okay. Now coming to the KPI transformation framework. As we are talking about this transformation from activity based to impact based. So what is the framework there? Number one, step one, clarify the strategic goal. As I said, in the 4A's, you can see that first A is alignment, aligning with the strategy. So that means you need to clarify the strategic goal for the organization. That means the North Star, say the mission, I'm very happy to share with you that World Academy has set a mission 2030. What is that? That is to become the #1 professional certification institute in the world, having 100 countries presence. Very clean and clear, loud and clear. #1 professional certification institute in the world, having 100 countries presence. That is very much impact-oriented indicator on the shoulder of World Academy's team. And we are very good going, alhamdulillah, with the blessing of Almighty and with the support of all the stakeholders. We are very much on track to achieve our mission 2030. And we believe that we can achieve it even by 2028. So that type of a strategic goal, clarifies strategic goal. If you ask anyone of World Academy's team, they can tell that yes, we are working for one single objective, one single goal, to become the #1 professional certification institute in the world. Right? So that type of clarity we need. Secondly, identify the drivers, not just the outputs. Now questions come, how can you achieve it? What are the drivers for your achievement? What can drive your business? So identify those drivers. It is not only the output oriented. Right? So, for different organizations having different types of drivers. That's why we need to ensure, we need to identify what are the drivers for my company to go forward. Third, balance leading and lagging indicator. And fourth, cascade and empower. So these two terms, cascading and empowerment, is very much correlated. Cascading means from top to down, and empowerment, once you are giving the responsibility of yourself to your team members, they will be empowered. So that's why cascade and empower is very much correlated. So once you are setting the KPI, we usually suggest starting with the organization KPI, then the departmental, and then the individual level. Okay, so this is the KPI transformation framework through which we can transform from activity-based to impact-based. Now, 5 P's of KPI transformation. We need to, take it in memory that 5P. Number 1, purpose. Must connect directly to the strategic purpose or goal. Number 2, P for people. Who will do? Engage your teams. Without this, without the teams, without people, without employees, you cannot achieve anything. So, people. Third P, process. Build a reliable data system and measurement process. Without a data flow, perfect data management system, data process system, you cannot implement KPI-based system. So it is highly required. Fourth P, performance. Focus on outcomes and values, not just activities or efforts. That is the fourth P, which is called performance. That means outcomes or value related, not only the activity related. And lastly, progress. Continuously review, adapt, and refine KPIs. So gradually, every time you need to make it progress. These are the 5 P's for KPI transformation. Okay, I'm sure that you can recall it. That's why I made it very simple and very focused. KPIs are not about measuring the activity. They are about driving the impact. You see here, the word I mentioned, driving impact, not the driver of impact. That means wherever the impact is, KPI will drive it. So once it is the powerful KPIs, then only it is possible to drive, otherwise not. So it is not only the measuring activities, it is also driving the impact. Now you see, this is the example. I just gave you a high impact KPIs. These are a couple of functions. And for the same functions, in the left side, there is activity-based KPIs, that is business-driven KPIs. So for sales, number of calls made, percent of conversion rate. Now, if you then think that, okay, we want to drop this one, yes, you can, because I mean, sometimes we need to put less number of KPIs. If you are working with less number of KPIs, then these will be the KPIs, but you can put it as action. It's okay. Still you can do. Suppose you can set the KPI percent of conversion rate to achieve this KPI. What can you do? You can say that you need to make this number of calls per day. That is fine, right? So we will not ignore these for sure, but we will also not ignore this. This will help us to achieve this. That is the connection between this leading and lagging or activity and impact. So there is the examples for sales. These for HR, training hours completed, retention of high performance. So percentage of retention of high performance, number of posts or campaigns, ROI on campaign spent, units produced, on-time delivery rate. Sorry, it has been repeated. For the customer service, it should be, some other things like number of calls to the customers and customer satisfaction rate. It should be like this. Okay, so that means what I wanted to make a difference, make sure that there is a difference and how it looks like. So we will not ignore any part. Of course, we will make it as a balance. That is our main focus. Overcoming the challenges. What are the challenges we face? How can we overcome? Number one is too many KPIs. We should not focus on too many KPIs. We need to make it more vital few, right? Focus on vital fews. So very specific, very much, focused KPI we need to maintain. Then data quality issues. As I told earlier, the data management system, data flow, these should be very much focused, very much improved. And cultural resistance, right? Fear of accountability or leadership issues. So these are a couple of cultural issues we found. These are the resistance for the companies for KPI-based system. So we need to overcome those. So three major challenges: too many KPIs, data quality, and cultural resistance. Now, how can we drive passive measures into powerful business drivers? All the passive measures should be driven towards powerful business drivers. Drive KPIs. What does drive mean here? D for define strategic goal. R for replace activity with impact. I for integrate leading and lagging indicators. V for visualize and communicate clearly. E for empower through accountability. So if you can, memorize the drive thing. Drive KPIs. That means the KPI should have feature of drive. D for define strategic goals. Very specific strategic goals. R for replace activity with impact. I for integrate the leading and lagging indicators. V for visualize and communicate clearly. E for empower through accountability. So this is the drive formula for making the KPI impactful. So once you are leaving this summit, you need to ask yourself, ask your company, These are the three questions. Number one, are our KPIs measuring effort or are they driving the strategy? Number two, do they inspire our people or do they just fill the dashboards? Number three, do they connect daily work to long-term success or not? If you can ask this question to yourself, to your company, to your HR, and get the answers. If you find the answer positive, that means it is working well. If the answers are not positive, you need to redefine your KPIs. You need to rearrange your KPI-based PMS framework. You need to revalidate your activities, KPI-related activities. Really, you need to restructuring it because it is not at all fruitful for the organization for sure. I'm telling you. That means all the organizations, those who are practicing KPI-based PMS, they should focus on this to make all these answers positive. Now, the key learning points from my discussion for the last 7 minutes. KPI must measure impact, not just activity. Strategic alignment is the foundation of effective KPIs. Balance leading and lagging indicators. KPIs are leadership tools, not just reporting tools. Right? In the just after a couple of minutes, there will be panel discussion. The panel will talk how KPI can be helpful for the middle management. So that is the root cause, or that is the root or the food for thought for our panelists as well. KPIs are the leadership tools. It is not the reporting tools only. Less is more. Focus the vital few. As like a SCART dashboard or aircraft's dashboard, you can see in the aircraft there may be say thousands of items to be monitored, but in front of the pilot, how many items are there? Right? So at the same thing, you cannot monitor a huge number of issues. So what do you need to monitor? Very, very vital items. And data quality and simplicity are critical. So we need to have a very important data quality. And lastly, cascading KPIs empowers employees, because cascading means coming from your superior's plate. That is the cascading meaning. So it can empower people. Okay, these are the 7 key learning points from our discussions till now. Lastly, that is the final thought of my keynote presentation for today. That's the last part, the KPI formula. K for keep it aligned, P for prioritize the vital few, I for impact over activity. If you can just take this with you, enough. Just 3 things. KPI, keep it aligned, alignment with the strategy, alignment among 3 areas, organization, department, and individual level. So alignment is very, very important. Then prioritize. A person like a head of HR, a head of supply chain, head of finance, focusing on 90 items doesn't mean you may have 90 KPIs for 90 items. No, you cannot. You cannot simply. You need to put 9 KPIs, you need to put 6 KPIs, which will cover majority of your achievements or activities. That means you need to prioritize what are the vital items to be monitored, to be measured, to be focused. And finally, I for impact over activity. Of course, we will measure the activity, but impact should get the priority. That's why I said impact over activity. So that is the KPI formula for us. Keep it aligned, prioritize the vital few, impact over activity. So thank you very much for your patience hearing to me. It's very, nice crowd here. I'm very glad that I could present my keynotes here, and I'm sure that it can help you for for transforming yourself from activity based to impact based, right? So before going to start the panel discussions, of course, any questions, I told you the question will be answered during that panel period. Even though if it is related with the keynote, I will be there in the panel as well. Let me see here. One question: how impact will be measured? Example: activity number of training held on drive base. How many top performing retains? Actually, the impact is the result. Particularly, why you have done these activities, you just go with the result. That is how we can measure. Which KPI should we prioritize as the vital few? It depends. It depends. I mean, if I'm asking you what are the major role you are playing, what are the major functions for which, if you just ask yourself why your position exists, why this department exists, then couple of things will be coming up. These are the vital fews. Improve the data quality. For the data quality, actually, you need to mention that who is the data owner, who is the data processor, who is the data, producer. So you need to identify this and then make a flow chart, how the data will be moving. And effectively cascade KPIs. Of course, as I told you that first you need to develop the organization, then cascading to the departmental level. For cascading, there are a couple of areas to focus. It might not be sufficient time available for discussing this part here. Presentation, yes, presentation will be there. Presentation will be there. I will share with my presentations as well. All right. So the other questions we will be taking in the panel discussion part. Before going to start the panel discussions, there is a strategic discussions for 5 to 10 minutes regarding this World Academy, because World Academy is the organizer for this event, and World Academy having some items to discuss with you. So let me take this privilege to discuss about World Academy itself. So I'm sure that my slide is again visible to all of you. Yes, it is. So World Academy is the host for today's summit, KPI Summit 2025. Our motto is shaping expertise, nurturing ambitions, and elevate your potential. That is what World Academy does. We have the UK RLP number for UK Register of Learning Providers. We have a couple of ISO certifications as well in different areas of online learning and then the learning and development industries. Our impact on the global landscape, our presence in 65 plus countries, 200 plus programs from academic to certified, trained over 30,000 professionals across 65 countries, 132 instructors from 14 countries, 30% of our alumni holding C-suite roles in major organizations, and 95% course completion rate at the first attempt. There is one of the largest professional certification institute based in United Kingdom, globally accepted credentials. We are offering affordable fees, flexible payment plans also available, wide range of programs. Wherever you are working, in which department doesn't matter, you will find any particular course with us. 150 certified programs, 30 plus master level programs, 40 plus diploma level programs, user-friendly learning management system, and digital badge after successful completion. We're the accredited institute by NQL. NQL is of-call regulated awarding bodies in United Kingdom. Approved center by Cambridge Academy of Professional. Approved center by Prof.Qual, by Board of HR Certification. 𝗁𝗁𝗔𝗂𝗏, SHRM, and ATD, we are the approved provider of them as well. And very prestigious recognition, we do have SHRM Academically Aligned Institute. You know that SHRM is the pioneer certification awarding bodies in HR field based in USA and the largest professional association for human resource management. And they used to give this academically aligned institute credibility towards universities. And we are the one and only institute in the world who received this recognition because of our postgraduate diploma in human resource management program. Our PGDHRM course have been recognized by SHRM as in the level of masters. So that is really a very credible, recognition for us. We are the member for CPT group, accredited institute by International Professional Accreditation Council. We do have partner institute KPIs specialist and Academy of Business English and Communication. That is our UK office in the High Point building, High Point office building in East Ham, London. So, from there we are operating our headquarters activities. That is our Vision 2030 to become the #1 professional certification institute in the world, having presence in 100 countries. Very clean and clear mission, and we are very much well ahead of this. That is our recent activity. We completed our graduation ceremony for our graduates in different areas in Kenya. All the programs are in August, first week. I visited this African belt in that period. So I was physically there. In Kenya, we did the graduation ceremony, as well as we have done Global Professional Summit 2025 in Kenya. Then also we have done graduation ceremony in Uganda, and also International People Summit 2025 in Uganda, in Hotel Africana. And we have done another graduation ceremony in Tanzania, and also Global Professional Summit 2025 in Tanzania. So these are the 6 programs we have done so far in August, first week in African belt, 3 countries in Africa, East Africa. Our upcoming programs, you know that we have different certification programs. Certified Organization Development Professional, which will be starting from 7th September. And that is 8 sessions, 4 months duration. Then Certified Financial Reporting Specialist, starting from 13th September. That is the finance related program. Then we do have Finance and Accounting Professional, starting from 13th September again. So that is a combined finance and accounting program. We have Certified Internal Auditor. That is also, based in finance related area, starting from 14th September. Then we do have Certified Human Capital Professional, which is HR related program, starting from 19th September. And very new one, usually worldwide, that is very, I didn't find any program like Human Capital Professional. So we launched this one. And another one is Postgraduate Diploma in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. That is supply chain related program. And another program is Certified Risk Management Professional, which is starting from 21st September. And another financial program is Certified Financial Modeling Professional. That is from 27th September. So these are the September's program, and some programs in October as well have been scheduled. PGDHRM. And for your information, this is the last batch of PGDHRM in 2025. Which is the last one with the fees what we are charging right now. From 2026, we will be increasing the fees for PGDHRM program. So you can tell your network that this is the last batch for at this price. The Diploma in Monitoring, Evaluation, Accountability and Learning DMIL, which will be starting on 11 October. And then Certified HR Generalist program, mid-level of HR people can avail it. It will be starting from 17 October. Postgraduate Diploma in Project Management starting from 18 October. Then Certified Financial Risk Manager, which is a finance-related program starting of 26 October. So these are upcoming program schedule. So my humble request to all of you, if you feel that our programs is credible for the people and only for professionals, you can share through your timeline, through your network, so that they will be aware about our programs. And if they're interested, then they will also join the programs. So ladies and gentlemen, now let's move forward to the key part of our summit, KPI Summit 2025, the panel discussions. We have our panelists with us. There are 4 panelists. I'm sure all of us, all are there with us. So can I request our panelists to open the camera so our delegates can see? Yes, Mr. Mohammad Shaukat Iqbal is there. Mr. Jihad Ahmed is there. Mr. Shahanul Islam is there, and Mr. Murad is there as well. So welcome all of you to our panel discussion program, and we are really grateful to all the panelists who gave their valuable time for World Academy's program. Okay, so dear delegates, you can write your questions in the chat box. Due to a big crowd, we are not opening your microphones, but all the questions will be addressed. I'm telling you. Now onwards, I will be focusing on the question part in the chat box, and of course, I will be addressing this with the assistance and guidance and the help of our panel members. Sadi Al Tariq, I'm sorry, we cannot give you the floor right now, so that because of the big crowd, if anyone having any questions, please write it in the chat box. I'm following it thoroughly. All right. So, dear panel members, welcome to our KPI Summit 2025. And you are well aware about the panel discussions topic. Let me again tell you, the panel discussion topic is the leading with KPIs, the manager's toolkit. So understanding the role of KPIs for managers, that could be our main theme of the topic. And you know that the KPI Summit's theme is driving the business, how we can drive the business through KPI. So let me start with Mr. Shahanul Islam. I'm requesting you to talk on this topic freehand for next 5 to 7 minutes from your side. Mr. Shahanul Islam. You need to unmute first and then talk. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm really thankful for me here. Actually, I'm thankful to the, what should I say? Well, I'm really thankful to the, what should I say, word for having me in such a wonderful KP Summit. And actually, initially giving my what should I say, introduction, I should thank you, our keynote speaker, Mr. Jaidi. Actually, it was a wonderful speech from him, and we could learn something from him as well. So now let me talk something about me. I am Shahanul Islam. I am right now working in a renowned group. It's actually pretty group, and it's a big group in Bangladesh, and I'm working as channel manager. And actually, I have been working in HR field. You can say for a long time. It's actually you can say wonderful 5 years. Actually, more than 20 years. It may not be 25, but it's surely more than 20 years. And initially, though we didn't work for KPI, actually, you can say last 7 to 10 years you are working with this. And you can say if it's true KPI, that means truly we're working for last 5 years on KPI. You can say true KPIs. So I should actually start from a note that I've taken from his keynote speaker. That means he has told right now. That means before before you can say few minutes or couple of minutes. That means transforming is very important. Transforming is very important. That means this is very important for any, you can say any businesses. And his actually point was transforming KPIs in business drivers. So I would tell something about business driving session. What should I say? How can we make how can we make KPIs? But before that, I should say something on KPIs. That means how should we start? Whenever any business starts, we have some points. You can say on behalf of owners, this is not actually from the employees first. That means whenever some businesses are opened, owners first think that they should have a mission, they should have a vision. That means what they should do and where they should reach. So these two things are very important for any owners. And whenever any businesses are set, these two things are very important for the owners. So now keep aside these two things. Then comes the activities that are real, that are actually related to the employees. So what should any employee do when they have any mission or vision? They should go for action. But actually, from your keynote speaker, we have understood that we have actually understood that this should be impact oriented, result oriented, not actually activity oriented. So how it can be, this is very important. That means my advice will be for everyone that when someone wants to implement KPI or actually make or prepare some KPIs, they should focus on owner's mission and vision, because from mission and vision, we can have our strategies. Whenever mission, vision, strategies are aligned, we can get some good goals, or you can say good objectives, or you can say from these goals and objectives, we can set some good targets or KPIs. So these KPIs are the business drivers. Actually, that's not true all the times. Sometimes it's fake. If we can't take CSF, that means if we can consider critical success factors, so whenever we set KPIs, that will be fake for us because we can't have the result from those KPIs. So it's very important that whenever we set KPIs, we should focus on mission, then vision. These are the foundation for business. That means first two foundations for businesses, any businesses. Then come to us. That means we are employees. Then with the owners, we actually set some strategies. That maybe actually I should give some example. And first example is, suppose I have a vision to be a sustainable, what should I say, business. Actually, I have set a sustainable business. So for that, actually, we have some strategies. Okay, leave it. An easy example is we have a what should I say, revenue target for 500 million USD in 2025. So how should we make our strategy? Our strategy should be based on our vision. That means the company has set a vision. That means they have to reach 500 million USD in 2025. Actually, I am talking about short-term strategy. That is on short-term strategy. That means it's actually this is an example, and it's an example only for 1 year. That means we have to reach 500. We have to earn 500 million USD in 2025. So actually, with this vision, this strategy is set. So the vision is to reach there. So we have to have some strategy. So we have mission, we have vision, and then we have to set strategies. And from these strategies, that means we have to have some strategies based on 500 million USD target revenue. So how can we move forward right now? So we have to set some individual strategies. You can say some points. That means first one is you have to earn 500. For that, you have to set some good teams. Then you have to, what should I say, set some actually, what should I say, ideas so that your shipment doesn't fail. That means I am talking about in terms of, you can say textile, RNG, so and so, because I am from this sector. So we have four strategies. That means we have to reach target, then we have to reduce wastage, then we have to minimize some errors, and we have to ensure good quality. These four things are our strategy. That means if we want to reach 500 USD target. And then based on this strategy, we have to set goals. And these goals, you can say these are, this may be based on your strategy. So, and from this strategies, you have to set your objectives. So goals and objectives, these are actually most of the times these are closer. So what may be the goals? Actually, goals and strategy, you can say these are very linked. So I'm talking about objectives. That means how we can move forward. We have a strategy. We have set some goals based on our strategies, and then we have to set some objectives. That means how we should move, or what we will have, or how to move forward. So whenever this is clear, that means we have to. I'm talking about quality. That means we have said that we have to ensure quality. That means we are sure that from our shipment we are not going to achieve 500. So suppose we are going to achieve 475 million from our target. That means shipment. So we have set some strategies to of reducing wastage, of reducing errors, of reducing quality first, so that we can achieve some more to reach our 500. So these are the strategies and goals, and then you have to set objectives. How smooth you can move forward, and from your objectives you have to set your KPIs. So I am now talking about KPIs, and this should be your business drivers. So how this should be business drivers? Actually, these are not for controlling someone. Actually, these are you can say these are actually like you can say like an activity of monitoring so that we can reach 500. But sometimes we actually make mistake. We actually take it this way that someone is monitoring me. Actually, someone wants to find my faults. Actually, this is not true. Our main target is to reach 500. But whenever we are going to do it, we don't get aligned. That means top to bottom and bottom to top. Actually, every individual should know why they're moving forward, or with what they're moving forward. Actually, uh, an officer, that is who is working in HR, or you can say in working supply chain management, or working in what should I say, marketing. That means every individuals of every department should know what is their vision and what are their strategies and what are their goals are aligned into the KPIs. That means everyone should know. Everyone should know why they're working, where they should go, and to reach there, what they should do. Whenever they know, whenever they're aligned, they then think that yes, management has given me some KPIs and these are related to this. That means we have to reach there, and to reach there, we have to work together. And actually, this is very important. And then I am coming to my points. That means my point was uh, leading with KPIs, the manager's tools, understanding the role of KPIs. So here, actually, I have to make here 2 points. That means I have to split. Actually, I would like to split it into 2 points. That is leading with KPIs. Number one is the manager's tools, and then we are adding understanding the role of KPIs. That means these two are linked, but here we have made it one. So I am going to make it 2 parts. That means the manager's tools, how it's manager's tools. That means sometimes, actually, what should I say? Whenever we want to reach a destination, there we see some signpost. Take right turn, then move 2 miles, and then take left turn, then move 2 miles, and then again take a right turn and take a bend, or 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 in the front you would see a what is roundabout just to take left turn and then go right again. So actually, KPIs are something like this. They are giving you actually something like signpost through which you know that where you have to go and how you have to go, and you know a clear cut. What should I say? Actually, clear cut ideas. How, when, where, or actually, what should I say? That means how you have to move forward, how to reach 500. I've told you earlier that our goal is to reach 500. So how we can move forward, keeping in mind that we have to reach 500. Actually, we have to make all the people, that means all the employees, what should I say, understand that we have to make them understand that our target is this and we have to reach there. And for that, you are given some KPIs and which are related to the point uh, through which we can reach 500. So this is the main point. Actually,
Right.
I would not take much time. I am just going to conclude. That means 2 to 3 things we should actually we should remember all the times whenever we go for setting KPIs. Actually, we have time here. If if we find some questions from the participants, probably we can speak.
Yes, yes. Later on, later part we
Actually,
will.
right, and actually, I am right now going to conclude telling that don't actually the 2 to 3 points are very important whenever you set KPIs. You have to make all the people aligned with your strategies. If you can't make it, then your KPIs will fail. And second thing is the action part. That is action plan. Whenever you review or whenever you start KPI, then you have to make sure that you have action plans with your KPIs. Otherwise, these KPIs will fail. These actually 2 points I'm right to mentioning. And if I have time to speak further, then probably I've discussed or I've shared some more. So here I'd like to conclude. Actually, I would like to give some space. Actually, what should I say? Give some space to my or what should I say, to my other candidates. Actually, I'd be happy if actually they actually share something more. Actually, we have much time. I have shared, and if I have time further, I would try to share. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shahanur Islam, for wonderful, well thought explanations and with some very, very practical, focused examples from your general scenario. So, before going to the next person, Mr. Jihad Ahmed, I want to take 1 minute exercise for all the crowds. In the chat box, I have a question to all the crowd. What are the 5 P's of KPI transformation? Please write whatever you have in your mind. If you can recall my slide, there are 5 P's of KPI transformation I told. If you recall anyone, you can just write. If someone can write 2, 3, 4 P, it doesn't matter. So whatever in your mind, whatever you can recall, please write it down in the chat box. 1 minute time, please. It should be starting with P. Wonderful. Wonderful. Purpose, people, process, performance, progress. Thank you very much, those who have written. Well, thank you. Thank you for your wonderful concentration on the session. Really, really delighted to have this. So now our next panelist, Mr. Jihad Ahmed. You can talk on this particular topic for 5 to 7 minutes in open hand. Mr. Jihad, please, you can unmute and then talk, please. Also, you can introduce yourself.
Hello, thank
Yes.
you, Mr. Jaidi, and thank you, everyone. Myself, Jihad Ahmed, and I have spent the last 20 years working with organizations to optimize their performance using data-driven strategies. Today, I am excited to share some insights with you on how KPIs are evolving in the current business landscape and how we can leverage them to drive growth. As an organization, we understand that aligning key performance indicators, I mean KPIs, across management and employees is essential for achieving our strategy's goals. By ensuring that KPIs are directly tied to our organizational objectives, we create a clear and unified direction for everyone. Here is how we approach KPI alignment. Alignment, I mean alignment with management and employees. First and foremost, we begin with a strong understanding of our organizational goals, the mission and vision that drive our actions. These top-level objectives form the foundation for the KPIs that we set at every level of the company. We then move to cascading these goals. How? Like breaking them down into relevant KPIs for each department, team, and individual. For example, if our overarching goal is to increase revenue by 15% this year, then the sales team might have KPIs related to customer acquisition, while marketing will focus on lead generation and increasing qualified traffic. Every individual's KPI is designed to directly support the larger goal, giving them a clear sense of purpose and accountability. We make sure that all KPIs are SMART, and we all know about SMART, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This not only ensures clarity, but also enables us to track progress with precision and take corrective action if needed. We believe in collaboration when setting KPIs. Both management and employee work together to define the metrics that matters most. Then regular monitoring and review of our KPIs are key to staying, of course, on course by having frequent check-ins. Check-ins is very important. Without that, actually, we cannot achieve the SMART KPIs. Recognition and incentives are also integral to our approach. Different companies actually make different types of incentives policies as per their company systems and norms. We link performance reviews to KPI achievements, celebrating milestones, and providing rewards that motivate employees to continue driving towards our collective goals. Ultimately, we foster a culture where KPIs are not just about numbers. They represent growth, teamwork, and the continuous improvement of our organization as a whole. When management and employees are aligned on what success looks like, we create a sense of ownership and purpose that propels us towards our shared vision. So, our previous keynote speakers and Mr. J.D. Already described about actually KPIs, all about how KPI can implement in an organization. I actually mainly focus on the alignment with the management and the employees. So it starts from management top-down approach. It should be the top-down approach. So that's all about from myself, from my side. I think we can proceed on further. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jihad, for your wonderful discussion on this particular topic. Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I was working with Mr. 𝗀 Islam long back, not in an same organization, but in the same industry. We were working together. So for different purposes, we had a discussions. He was very insightful regarding those, HR related functional areas. And also I worked with Mr. Jihad very closely for KPI setting for their group of companies. And he has plenty of knowledge in terms of the business. I really admire that. Usually I never found such a person in HR field who has that much business knowledge. So thank you, Mr. Jihad, for I learned a lot from you as well once we are setting the KPIs for your company. Truly, to be honest. So that is really very important for any kinds of professionals. Wherever you are working in HR or in supply chain or finance, you need to know the business. Without knowing the business, it's really very shameful to work together. So nowadays, all the professionals, I'm repeating, all the professionals in every areas, they are being evaluated in two areas. One is, what is the contribution in the functional area, and what is the contribution in the business area. My wife is working in a multinational company, and her evaluation, her boss gave the feedback to her that in the evaluation there are two separate parts, and you did in this part you did that much, in that part you did that much. So that means what? Wherever you are working, you will be evaluated based on your business contribution. There is no point to escape it. No point to escape it. So we must learn about alignment of our functions with business functions. It could be HR, it could be customer service, it could be data entry operator, it could be a security guard itself. Let me give you an example, a story, a business case. I learned this from one of the vice chancellor of an university, private university in Bangladesh. I was there for a session, KPI session, and after the session, he called his HR people and said this story. The story was, he said, yesterday, once I was coming from outside to the university around at 6:30 p.m. Once 5 o'clock is the closing time for all the offices, and I saw that couple of people in the gate, they were asking some questions to the security guard that when the next MBA semester will be starting, what is the fee structure, there is that couple of questions. The security guard is unable to answer any question, and he is giving only one answer is, please come tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That is the only statement he can make. He doesn't know anything. And now his question, the vice chancellor's question is, there are 3 other universities in this road, 3 other universities admission office. Just beside of my university's road office, after that another one, then another one. Will this person come tomorrow 10 o'clock, or they will go to those areas and take their decision? You will not get chance of 12 hours for your customers to come back. So what do you need to do? Then the vice chancellor is telling his HR team, why not you give some brochures, flyers to the security guard? Why not you educate this person for some basic questions so that these questions can be answered by this guy as well? That means what? The security guard should contribute to the business directly. That is the desire of the management. That is the demand of the entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, now if the security guard is being expected to contribute to the bottom line, of course, all the officers should be. So that is why we need to ensure the alignment. Thank you very much. Now the floor goes to Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂. Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂. You can talk on this particular topic. Before this, you can introduce yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂 is one of the very prominent HR professional in Bangladesh, and he's leading a very big group in the RMG sector. And one of the very important thing that in the RMG sectors, this group plays such a good cultured organization that people are giving example of them. That is what this organizations is doing in terms of the culture, in terms of the valuing the employees. I'm directly telling that valuing the employees, the value proposition of his group, that is Epilion group, is really, really fantastic. So we'll be listening from Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂.
Thank you very much. Good evening, good night. Assalamu alaikum. Today, I am very happy to hear from you what you already described in your early presentation. I want to discuss something, but before that, there is a net problem in my area. I want to go out from the video. Let me hear this.
Okay,
So,
no problem.
KPI, this is not only a measurable tool, this is a culture. This provides actionable insights into an organizations to measure their performance, allowing for data-driven decision-making, tracking progress towards strategic goals, identifying areas for improvement, and aligning teams with objectives. You detailed particulars regarding KPI. How can we start KPI? What are the challenges for implementing KPI. I heard with attentively all the discussion what you have already been done. Basically, KPI is a tools to measuring the performance of our officials, to reward them, to recognize them, and to provide their feedback for the improvement for next proceedings. So, but in few cases, we observed in Bangladesh, few managers, employees are flooded with dashboard filled with numbers that do not always connect to real outcomes. So these are what we can call vanity metrics. They look impressive on paper, but do little to drive impact. What you already mentioned, KPI should be the business driver. KPI is the metrics which is utilized to impact-based indicators become critical. The real strength of KPIs lies in their ability to connect strategy with execution. KPI are the bridges that ties the boardroom's strategy to the shop floor reality. In few cases, we observe KPI must track energy consumption per minute produced or waste reduction per project. As an example, if an organization strategy emphasizes sustainability, they should relevant KPI into simply to be total production. It must track energy consumption per unit produced or waste reduction per project. For KPI, it is truly drive business result. It cannot just live on reports or presentation. I will discuss detail later on. Thank you, Mr. Jahidi, for inviting me for discussion on KPI. It is our accountability, who are the business leader, who are the department leader, to implement or to formulate the right KPIs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂, for your wonderful discussions on this particular topic. Dear delegates, before going to the next speaker, can you please write one KPI for finance professional in the chat box? Just one KPI for a finance manager or finance assistant manager. Just we want to see how it is look like. Take some 30 seconds or 45 seconds time. Meanwhile, Mr. Murad Hussain can prepare himself for this deliberation. Any KPI for finance manager? Percent of budget variance. Wonderful. The percent of revenue remaining as profit after that. Very good. Very good. Cost control. Saima Bangura, you mentioned the cost control. One thing I want to mention you. Usually, we suggest that KPI should be started with any symbol out of three: percentage, hashtag, or dollar sign. I mean, amount of, number of, percent of. These are the three things that is called KPI principle. So globally, it is being suggested that we can use this three symbol before the KPI so that the KPI will be perfectly written, grammatically correct. Percent, dollar sign, and hashtag. Percent for anything which you are measuring in percentage. Dollar sign means anything which we are measuring in amount. In your own currency, you can put like this, and hashtag is the numeric value, number, anything which is number. So thank you very much for participating this activity. Now the time for Mr. Murad Hussain for giving his speech on KPI topic. You need to unmute, Murad bhai. And before that, I want to tell a little bit about him. That Mr. Murad Hussain, actually, he's very cool-headed HR professional, and we had a very good relationship with him as well. He is very well-wisher of World Academy, to be honest. From very beginning of his of our journey with World Academy, he is with us wherever we require, whatever the support is. He is always extending his hands for the sake of the World Academy. Thank you very much for being with us. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Jaidi, and other panelists and international participants in this KPI summit. I was hearing very attentively, and Mr. Rupok Jaidi, being an international coach on KPI and as a performance management consultant, he covered all the things. Just we are adding some additional issues with his presentations. By this time, 3 panelists already shared their views. So thank you, everyone. And actually, I would like to share a few points how KPI lead the managers, helps the managers to perform their duties and responsibilities along with their teams. If we see the KPI as a coaching tool, for example, I would like to discuss on 4 points only. One is KPI as a coaching tool. When usually we know when KPI we take from the management, usually there is a business target or yearly target for the entire teams, and the top management shares these views with their departmental heads or the management committee. When the management committee takes over such responsibility from the board of directors, and this is their responsibility how they will communicate with their teams. The particular departmental heads, when especially if we let's say for the sales head of sales, when shares with his teams the KPI for his department, and he cascaded down it to particular individual of his team, then sometimes the team members don't understand what to do and how to do. That time there is a scope for the managers to lead and coach the individual of his department, and thus KPI encourages us to as a tool of coaching. If we see the KPI to streamline reviews, now usually conventionally we do performance management like a 360-degree performance management system, supervisor and supervisory performance management system, and there are so many tools of performance management system. Why KPI? When things are abstractive, things are qualitative, then there is some vague in that area. So when KPI, it is a KPI-based performance management systems, then ultimately the review system is very systematic, numeric-based, and specific and smart. So these particular ways KPI lead the managers to ensure a streamline a specific review system and number-based review system. Number 3, if we see the KPI ensures us the accountability and empowerment to the teams and as well as to the leaders. When the leader explains the KPI of his team to his individual team members, then ultimately it shows how if someone achieved the target of this performance management system of his quarterly, half-yearly or yearly, ultimately what he or she will get after achieving this performance. In that way, the departmental head or managers can speak very loudly to his teams. If you can do this, then I will give you this. It might be financial rewards, it might be promotion, or someone else non-financial monitoring. Last but not the least, leadership role. Once upon a time, the leaders are judged by his followers. Now, leaders are being measured by how many leaders he or she is prepared. So in that way, when the managers train up their team members and goes the way, and he
Leads to-
explain everything, how to do the KPI, how it works. And if you do this for a particular period, after a certain period, you will reach in such a position. And it is, since this is a specific and smart, ultimately it is considered as a leadership tools as well. So in a nutshell, if we can see, the KPI is not a dashboard or number only, rather it's a tool to review the performance in a specific way. It's a transparent way. It's a tool of accountability and empowerment. And I would say it's a tool of better management. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murad Hussain,
Thank
for
you.
your wonderful presentation. So, dear delegates, before going to take the questions from the floor, already we have a couple of questions. I put it together. I will be coming to the speakers as well, one by one. Before that, there is a notification or announcement. World Academy has launched 3 programs in Malaysia in September from 22 to 26. Certified HR Business Partner from 2 days, 22 to 23. And then 24, 25, there will be Certified Learning and Development Professional. And in 26, there will be OKR Masterclass, Objective and Key Result Masterclass. These are the 3 programs in Malaysia in September. And 2 programs in Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey, the Leadership in VUCA World, that will be on 8 to 10 of September. And 11 September, there is a Strategic HR Business Partner Masterclass. So these are the programs of in September. There is a physical session, in-person session in Malaysia and in Turkey. So I will be there to facilitate those programs in September. So there are the notifications from World Academy. Now, coming to our questions part. Initially, let me talk about a question regarding the regarding the cultural and behavioral shaping issues of KPIs. So I'm coming to Mr. Shahanur Islam. Can you please discuss about that, how a KPI can move beyond being just the numbers towards it shaping the culture and behaviors within the team? It is not only the numbers, it can shape the culture and behavior of the team. How it can be happened? How can we do this?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. This is a nice question. Actually, I'm very happy to say something about it. And though I am not prepared for this, I might take time. So I would be slow. Actually, perhaps sometimes I'd be slow. So actually, to say something about it, I have to mention one thing. That means we normally go for BSc, we normally go for OKR, or we normally go for MBO. That means MBO-based KPI. That's KPI-based, for choice, MBO-based KPI. So actually, these 3 KPI systems are actually very visible in our country. And not in our country, actually worldwide, these 3 things are very visible. And of this, stretched KPI, that means which we can stretch something more. That means which KPIs would like to make some hot choice longer. That means we have 4 perspectives. That means financial, then process, then you can say hot choice customer, and then learning growth. So actually beyond this, we can add ESG KPIs. These are very important. ESG means you can say to become sustainable, you have to go for E. Then if you want, what should I say? That means if you actually want to focus on social activities, or you can say, that means if you want to make your people, make your culture sociable, then you can go for S. And then if you want to establish good governance culture, then you can go for G. That means if you can if you can stretch your KPIs into a long, what should I say, if you actually make your rope a bit longer, then probably you can add these three ESG factors. And adding these three ESG factors, you can establish the points that you have mentioned. And this is the first thing. And the second thing, the fourth, what is the perspective of BSc, that means learning and growth. And from this learning and growth, we can ensure good actually culture, you can say, because we actually focus on something what should I say, special with this fourth BSc perspective. That means whenever we try to make someone learn, or whenever we want to teach something for the purpose of businesses, there we go for employee engagement. There we can go for team building. Then actually through this, we know the, what should I say? That means actually three parts we have. Three parts, that means whenever we want to become something more, that means whenever we want to become something senior, actually, whenever we want to grab a position like you can say general manager, director, then we have to focus on something. That means whenever we join somewhere else, we're dependent. Then we know something, we can do it. Actually, what shows individually. Anurad bhai.
Sharma bhai, you can continue. I muted.
Okay. Then actually whenever we focus on learning and growth, then we actually do something, what should I say, enjoyable, where people can engage themselves, and then they can learn something which are related to business, and then they can actually learn something which actually what should I say, strengthen their team building process. And then if we go for, I have mentioned G, that is good governance. That means these at this point is related to some, you can say government regulatories, or actually the buyer's regulatories, and then your own regulatories. Whenever you can confirm this, I would like to, what should I say? I would like to mention actually one point as an example. That means the benefits. Actually, we have too many benefits. Some companies are giving, some companies are giving. So some are giving, some are not giving. So there are 2 points. One is giving, one is not giving. So actually good governance is not there for one company. So actually there we can't establish good culture. So this is an example. And whenever we can ensure the 4th point, that means the learning and growth perspective of BSc, I believe that we can ensure 70 to 80% of good culture in any company. That means without being a good culture, you can't move for teaching your employees for their betterment, for the betterment of businesses. And so actually these are the ways you can ensure actually good culture.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Shahanur Islam. So there is a question from the house that every business points are achieved, but safeguarding is violated. How to consider that? So I think that you have already connected this the answer of this question as well. The ESG, if anyone is ensuring the good governance, then automatically the safeguarding should be there. The question from, from the house, someone asked this question. So I'm sure that you can hear this, that if you can set any KPI considering the ESG part, particularly the good governance part, then and also the people and growth under the BSc perspective, if you can set KPIs on those, that will ensure the safeguarding for the organization, right? So I think that your questions have been answered correctly. So another question comes from the house: how to introduce improvements or changes to modify the KPI to the management if management is resistant to change? Anyone from our panel speakers want to take this question? The question, I repeat, that how can we introduce improvement or changes? I mean, we want to improve it, but management showing the resistance for this improvement or introducing this KPI-based system? What can we do in that particular scenario if management is not agreed for this? Who can talk?
Okay then I can start. No problem. Okay, Murad bhai,
Yes.
if you want you can, otherwise
Yeah,
I
I
will.
think
Just,
let's start with
since
Murad bhai.
you have
Yes.
completed one question and answer just now, that I am taking it.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
thank you. It's a challenge, truly a challenge, to convince the management about the KPI-based performance management system. They truly don't want to bother what is KPI or truly it will impact on the business or not. And it is our responsibility, the KPI official, who are the custodian of the KPI, to make it understand to the management how it is related with the business outcome. So we have to understand. We have to make it understandable to the management that if we work on this particular KPI system, KPI-based performance management system, ultimately every individual of the organization will be accountable, will be motivated. Since the outcome is related, it is result-oriented, and performance, if they can meet the performance, meet the KPI, they will ultimately be rewarded with the financial issues, with their promotions or non-financial various issues, but that will be linked, written down during the KPI system. So if we can show actually the outcome through this KPI-based performance management system, after establishing this KPI-based performance management system, the people, if we can sack someone due to poor performance, if we want to reward someone because of high performance, everything is measurable. So it is transparent and related with the business outcome. So if we can show the result to the management, ultimately, I think it is possible to convince the board of directors or management, whatever we say. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, 𝗀𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧, you
Actually,
yes.
Actually, I would
This is
actually I would show another picture here. I would like to show another picture here. Actually, whatever what Murad bhai said, actually this is a picture, but I would like to share actually one more picture, if we allow.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Actually, I would like to thank Murad bhai first because he has given a good picture. So I would take a practical picture actually right now, which I have faced just 7 days ago. Not 7 days, 21st August. So today is 30th. So it was 21st August. Okay. Oh, in my organization, actually, our leaders and some individuals are reluctant to actually maintain KPIs. Actually, they're thinking that they are being controlled. So my management has told me, Mr. Shahanur, are people reluctant to maintain KPI or actually put their KPIs into their respective places? So what should we do? Actually, I know. As my team is maintaining this, so I know all about this, but I am always actually getting them motivated. But somehow management could actually, somehow management could identify that they're reluctant. So some of our management has told me, Mr. Shahanur, you should take some steps so that their team bonding gets stronger, so that they understand why they're doing it. And actually, they should feel or they should get motivated so that they can maintain it. So this is a real picture. And then I have to, okay, no problem. I had to actually make a presentation, and I had to make a presentation showing why we are in a business, why we are here, what we are doing, and to actually what direction we are moving right now. And we should know that for so and so region, we are actually doing all our activities. So this should be actually all our activities should have impact on our business. and management has identified somehow. So our management has instructed me to actually, what should I say, have a motivational speech, or you can say not a speech, a presentation. So I made a presentation. Actually, it was something like the functions, that means the business functions, and how business functions are related to our KPIs, and why we should do all this to reach our goal. So I had a 2-hour session, and everyone was very happy. They at least could understand that, yes, for this reason, we have to do our KPIs. So actually, management is not always reluctant. Sometimes management also pushes to do it. This is my point.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂, you wanted to share something.
And thank you very much, Shahanur Bhai, what he told. Sometimes management is not reluctant; they push it.
Right.
So
Right.
the real scenery is there. Vice versa is also there.
Right.
If we connect the reward with the KPI, people will come forward to implement this. If they see the result and the outcomes of KPI are interconnected, people work for KPI. So we need to give them ownership of KPI program, and it should be in culture. Without KPI culture, we may not. So it should be linked with the reward management. People own, and this will be easier for implementation. There are some scenario also where department heads or some seniors may not own the KPI. So there are vice versa. In some department, they want to implement this because they need the right reward based on the calculation of KPI result. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂, for your contribution. One thing I adding with Mr. Iqbal as well, and some other speakers also. Look, it is a give and take. Employee and employer, both sides. Employer giving something to employees, employees giving them back. At the same time, employees giving something to the employers and employers giving them back. If there is any chain is breaking, is making some sort of insufficiency, then there is a trouble. Now, question is, KPI-based system, it needs some investment to introduce, to implement. If the people like HR, who are the owner of this KPI, can prove it is giving them back, then they never be reluctant. Now, how it can be proved? Look, I'm giving you an example. Sometimes back in 2014 or 13, in a board meeting of my organization, that was a financial institution, I told them, if you give the performance bonus to our people that much, I am telling you, within the next 2 years' time, the company will be in a profitable manner. I was not a businessman. I was the head of HR, but I told them the company was in a 42 crore, that is around 420 million BDT in loss. I said, we will make this in a profit within 2 years' time if you consider this reward or consider this motivation for our people. Now, I was that much courageous to talk. Even after this meeting, the managing director asked me, how dare Mr. Ẓaidi you are? How can you tell like this? I said, why not? It is people who made these changes. It is people who can make your company in a top or in it will be in down. It is not, it is a service-oriented organization. For manufacturing, maybe machineries or other things are required. For service, everything is people. So why not? But you need to take care of your people, then they will take care of the company. It is a vice versa system. So that type of, data, that type of statistics, that type of courage, we need to show. Then they will be accepting every proposal what we do have. Okay, so now we can come back to Mr. Jihad with a question from my side that, I mean, organizational strategy and team level reality or the strategy, how managers can ensure that the KPIs are aligned with this one. Mr. Jihad, are you there with us? Okay, maybe it could be a network issues. So no problem. Let me come back to this question with the anyone want to take this question? How it can be aligned with the team level and then the organizational level? The alignment of KPI, how can it be set?
Thank you, J.D.Y. KPI should be cascading down, whatever you already mentioned in your first speech, introductory speech. First of all, there should be organizational philosophy, organizational culture, organizational code of conduct, departmental KPI, then individual KPI. So if individual perform rightly, they achieve their KPI, ultimately department will achieve their KPI, and finally organization will achieve their target, I mean business plan. So this is the top-down. On the alternative way, it is down to tough. So both way we can cascade, but the best way is top-down. I mean organizational KPI, departmental KPI, and individual KPI. So there is the relation. I think you got the point. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗧, for your. Mr. Mona, do you want to contribute anything else from this this point?
Yes, just Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗧 already covered the main things. Actually, what I would like to say, it is directly related with the right communication with the management as well as with the team.
Right.
For example, just for 1 year, there is a business target, and the target is cascaded down to the departmental heads and then to individual level of each and every department. If the departmental heads are rightly communicated from the top management, so these particular things we actually want as an outcome of the business, then end of the year, what should be the individual level target of each department, it is their responsibility. I mean the head of departments, it is their responsibility to communicate the right target and the micro level activities they need to do aligned with the numbers. And if it is communicated rightly, then the individual departmental heads, when they get back from the individual level of their department, then ultimately they can bottom up to the board of directors. Yes, we have communicated with every individual department, and each and everyone now know what to do and how to do. I think in this way we can.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much. You know, I mean, actually what happened is the way we set the KPI, if you can connect every, suppose the individual level KPI, if you put the departmental KPIs, which is aligned with this one, then it will be much more understandable. Let me give you an example. Suppose one organization may have 5 to 7 KPIs or 8 KPIs, not more than that. Now, with these 8 KPIs, you have around, say, 15 departments. For each department, there may be 5, 7, 8 KPIs. So altogether, it is 100 plus KPI. That means this 100 plus departmental KPI should be connected with organization KPI. So if the format contains a column like how it is connected with the organization KPI, you need to write that number of, suppose organization KPI number 3 is connected with departmental KPI number 7. So that once you are seeing the departmental KPI, you can see, oh yes, it is connected with the organization KPI. That means you feel empowered. The same way, once you are setting the individual level KPI, you need to put which the departmental KPI is connected with the individual level KPI. In that case, it will be a clear line. And you know, we have a World Academy having a program called Certified KPI Specialist, where there is a capstone project. The capstone project contains 22 tasks. I'm just giving you the clue. Out of this 22 tasks, that means one individual need to set 8 organization KPI. Then they will work for 5 departments, take on 5 departments. There are 25 departments list. So for any individual, there are 5 departments. That means you need to set first organization KPI based on some scenario. You need to put your organization scenario like sales volume, number of employees, market share. So considering this scenario, you need to set your organizational KPI. Then you need to select for 5 departmental KPI. For each department, maybe 4 or 5 KPIs in different methods. So, and then you need to write this departmental KPI is connected with that organization KPI. After that, for each department, you need to set 3 levels of employees. The department heads KPI, supervisory level KPI, executive level KPI. That means once you completed this capstone project, you are fully capable to deal with the entire organizational KPI setup. And you know, we have successfully completed maybe 15-16 batches, and Mr. 𝗀𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧 is the very good witness, because for the last couple of batches, in every batch, I have seen that couple of people nominated from 𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗀 group. It won't happen if they did not give that back to the organization. So really grateful to 𝗀𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧 for your wonderful contribution to World Academy.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure, because 𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗀 always thought we learn our people, then they will give the output. Without learning, they may not give the right result, may not give the right output towards the organization, towards the department. Whatever we believe, take care of your people, they will take care of your organization. We believed, invest in learning. This yield the best. So learning is not destination. We believe this is a journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, another question from the house. It is required to maintain digital data keeping, means ERP or other software-based system for maintaining KPI. There is a question from the house. Is it required to maintain the ERP system or any software to maintain KPI, or we can keep the data by using Excel or anything else? Who will talk on this?
I want to talk on 2 lines. Yes, this is very difficult to maintain with Excel sheet. We definitely need for a software, because we have a lot of people for maintaining correctly, accurately, and right output, feedback, result. This requires software. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, 𝗀𝗵𝗂𝗧. Sharul bhai, you want to contribute?
Without actually ERP or any software, this is impossible task. Actually, mammoth task, not impossible. It's possible, but it's a mammoth task. So we have to go for it. Actually, I have practical experience. Whenever we did it in Excel, then actually it's actually, as an example, if it takes 15 days, then if we have ERP, then it can take 2 to 3 hours actually to evaluate all these. So ERP or software, this is very important. Actually, this is very important. Without it, we can't run KPI system. Actually, without it, sometimes we'll probably see the break of chains. That means it will not work.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, Murad bhai?
Yes, Shanur bhai already completed, and Shaukat bhai also. Yes, it is not possible to preserve the record by Excel sheet only. it's required a dedicated software, and it might be a part of the main software as a performance management wings. Or nowadays, we see, for example, the KPI Institute Australia, they are linked with some software provider company, which software is particularly designed for the performance management system. And since they are providing the performance management tools like through KPI, so it is based on the, specifically, if I would say, it is based on the KPI. And recently in Bangladesh, so far, I know from my individual connection, the Mr. 𝗞𝗣𝗬𝗀 𝗦𝘂𝗺, he linked with some particular software developer, designed a goal execution software which is linked with such performance management system. So I have an expectation from Mr. Rupok Jayadi. So since world, I would say this is the pathfinder of KPI system in Bangladesh, KPI-based performance management system, particularly with your hands. So, not as a panelist, on behalf of all the participants from Bangladesh and across the globe, I would like to request the World Academy to introduce a software specifically designed for the performance management system, and more specifically KPI-based performance management system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mphaabhai, for your words, and we'll try to think about it in the later part. So, well, actually, to be honest, that for maintaining the KPI-based system, if you have software, it's wonderful. It depends how many people are there, and also depends in which layer, up to which layer you will be implementing KPI system. Maybe you have 5,000 people. Out of 5,000, if there are 4,000 people, those who are working the same type of jobs or similar kind of very niche or very instruction based job, then probably the data keeping system is fine. If you have a data keeping system, then you can maintain the KPI, not necessary for the big ERP system. However, though it will be much more beneficial if you have ERP system, I mean automated data collection system. ERP means there will be an automated data collection system. If management is reluctant to invest, if you do not have that sort of mechanism, I request you start with Excel even. I mean, so that you can give some benefit within 1-2 years by using this Excel, which is maybe some errors are there, some limitations are there, some less output are there. Still, start with no investment or less investment, that formula. It can give you that your management will then tell you, okay, let's go for a software. So that is my suggestion. You can start somewhere. You can start with, even though if they are not agree, you can start with HR department's KPI. If you're working in HR, if you're working in finance, start with your own departmental KPI, so that in any point they will be interested once they will find that this is beneficial for the company, right? Okay, so let me go to the next question from the delegates. Before that, there are a couple of questions for World Academy. Any programs in the field of theology? No, there is no program field of theology right now. Is there any program for SCCA? We are again sorry that we didn't launch any program for the preparation course of SCCA yet. When are you coming to Angola? Maybe in some days I will be, inshallah. Are you going to have the recording? That is not yet decided. We will think and we will let you know. Then one question coming from one participant. I'm an employee in NGO and I'm also a businessman. Where do I focus most for my small business and my employer? Let me take this question, as I have this experience both in the areas of employee and employer sides. I had this privilege. So I'm taking these questions for me. Actually, for entrepreneurship, what you need to think the idea. Entrepreneurship is idea-based issues. So idea can be generated by you or can be generated by your people. But problem is, your people, if they are not that much capable, then they cannot generate the ideas. So what you need to do, you can generate the ideas, then share with them, making a strategic action plan which will be implemented by them. So you need to then what you need to focus as a small employer, you need to focus your employees first rather than the business, because a small employer will be suffering for employment. In a small company, nobody want to work. That is my experience. So what you need to do, you need to keep a good culture. Like if I give you an example, World Academy, we are in the field of L&D industry. Now we are in a big shape for sure, but maybe before 4 or 5 years, we were not that much big, but we had a good culture. Some people may know Mr. Parvez, who is working with us since 2010. Mr. Rakib may be working since 2012. Ms. Ayan working maybe since 2015-16. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years long, they are with us. And history is usually nobody is leaving us until and unless some big decisions comes in. Like 2 people left because they are shifting to UK and USA. Still they are with us. Still they are with us because we are working globally. So they will be with us, not as physically with us. But a couple of years back, one of our team members resigned. Why? She got a good job, multinational company with a double salary. We said, most welcome. We always patronize our people. If you have a good opportunity, even I can assist, I can help. I could help a couple of people in the Viva board as well. I requested some of the HR heads, right? After once she left, we said that no problem at all. Our door is always open for you. If you want to work as a part-timer, if you want to work from home, no problem at all. After 1.5 months, she came back and said that I want to come back again as a full-time. Why? Because the culture I'm habituated with World Academy, it is not there. It is not the money only which can make this culture happen, right? So as an employer, I'm talking that person who asked this question, that where you need to focus. First thing, as a small business, first thing, focus on your people, and they will focus on your employee. Okay. Then another question from the audience. Currently, KPIs are being tracked manually using Excel. Okay. We have already discussed about this. Can any departmental KPIs regarded less important to others? Couldn't understand the question perfectly. What is cascading? Someone is asking what is cascading. Can anyone tell what is cascading? From the panelist?
Okay, then let me start.
Please.
Okay. Actually, we have completed it. We have already shared. That is linking to something. Actually, linking one point to another. So cascading, it may be top to bottom or bottom to top. That means 2 things are very important whenever we are planning. That means in our planning stage, we should plan from top to bottom. That means we should start from top to have any plans. And whenever we focus on activities, that should start from our bottoms. So actually, these 2 things should be in our mind, and how we can cascade. That means actually we have already shared in our discussion that we have some levels, we have some tiers, or we have some segments. That means individual, and then team, and then department, and then unit, and then you can say organization. That means total. If some organization has 5 units, then if I talk about unit, then from unit, actually initially we have to think about unit, then think about departments, and then teams, and then department heads, and then actually unit, then departments, then teams, and the individuals. So we have to actually link our KPIs from our strategy to the last individual. That means the team member you can say very junior team member of your organization. That is individual cascading. And if we say that our tires also should be cascaded, then you have to say that your teams and the new departments and the new units, and if you have more than one units, then all units strategies should be linked together. Actually, these are the system of cascading. With actually,
yes, thank you very much, Shanur bhai. That means cascading means, to me, cascading means break it down and align with the next layer. That is basically cascading. In the departmental part or in the organizational part, a big one. You need to break it down. So how can you break it down? Just think, what are the factors contributing for this achievement? So these all factors could be the different KPIs for your next layer. That is how you can think and how you can do this cascading part. Okay. The next question. Yes. Anyone want to contribute here?
oh no, actually, if we get an example, then it could be more clear. That means we have to actually our revenue target is 500 million, and then we have 5 units, and 500 million is divided into five units, and one unit is right now having 100 million. So this is the target of unit head, and then it actually it's actually the target of, you can say, marketing director or marketing head. So I'm taking example from our marketing department. Our marketing department, if I take example from, then suppose marketing department had 100 million revenues target, and then he shares this target with his team leaders. That means he actually, if it's 100, then he must have some teams. So every team leaders will share according to their buyers. That's according to the brands they're handling. So suppose 5 unit leaders are taking 20, 20, 20. That means so and so, and it actually becomes 100. And actually, this how these are getting linked. I'm just getting all of you. What should I say, in a platform so that you can understand. So this 20 million is actually one team leader right now is having 20 million. So how he handles this 20 million? He has some 6-7 teams. So this 20 million USD is shared what should I say, among his 6-7 team leaders. And then every team leaders have some team members. It may be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when 20 million gets divided into, okay, actually among 6, 7, or actually for a better calculation, suppose team leader has 5 section leaders. That means he has actually every team leaders has 5 section leaders. That means sub team. So this 20 gets what should I say, divided among the 5 section leaders, and section leaders have actually individual smaller teams, and these actually are not getting shared with the individuals who are working at the bottom level. Actually, the bottom level team is not accountable for 5, or you can say 20 20 billion. They're actually right now getting linked to the activities. Suppose an Eastern merchandiser, they're related to sample making, or you can say in a smaller scale, some booking. But actually, he's going for sample making. You can say in accordance with the orders his senior is getting from the buyers. So actually planning or the main focused activities are getting in the upper levels, but the activities are getting, or you can say starting from the lower level. That means the plan, that means the 20 million, 5 million, these are getting from top to bottom. But the bottom levels, that means bottom level employees don't know about 5 or 20. He knows only that we have to earn 20 or we have to earn 100, but we have to work for them. We have to work toward the goal. So he starts from sample making, and this sample making is related to the point of shipment. That means if he fails to prepare samples, then he would fail to start the production. That means PCT. We tell it PCT. That means production commencement date, or or we call it PSD, production start date. So if sample making is hampered, then PCT will fail. And if PCT will fail, shipment will fail. That means his team leader's commitment to section leader's commitment will fail. Then his team leader's commitment will fail, and then department heads commitment will fail. So actually the plan is coming from top to bottom, and this is actually linked in terms of, you can say, USD. But whenever we start our activities from bottom to top, then the bottom actually doesn't know how it's getting, how it's impacting the 100 million USD. But he only knows that actually toward the goal of 100 billion or 100 million, sorry, 100 million, if he can do it, then actually the team may reach the goal of 100 million. So he actually doesn't want to fail to make his sample, you can say, in the right way. So actually, I want to say that the sample making, even a small work, is linked to the, you can say, target of 100 million USD. So whenever we make our plan, actually how everyone is getting responsible, this is an example. That means how the money, actually how the plans start from top, and how the activities start from the bottom to reach the goal of our higher level, or you can stop level.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Charno.
No, thank you.
All right. So going to the next question from the crowd is a very strategic question. So let me utter these questions first. Everybody need to concentrate on this to understand the question. Setting up strategic KPI that is impactful and resourceful demands that individual management has maximum and exactly knowledge of the nature of the business environment, and the vision of the owners. That means strategic KPI setting, the question was, the incumbent says, for setting a strategic KPI or impactful KPI, it is highly required that the management people should have knowledge on the business, nature on the business or business environment, etc., etc. If there is a knowledge gap of those management people, then two things: what are the potential risk factor? And for a situation like this, what are the immediate actions to take in order to have competitive advantage? Very strategic questions that person asked. Who asked these questions? Seema Bangura, thank you very much for asking this question. Let me start the answer first, then if any panelist want to contribute, they can. You are very correct that to make impactful KPI, the management people should have the knowledge on all these areas. We understand that the management does not have knowledge. Okay. If management does not have knowledge but does have interest, then it can be overcome easily because there are professional peoples who can set it up. Problem will be much more if they do not have knowledge and do not have interest. Then it will be very difficult to deal with. So if you find that they only do not have knowledge, then you can start from your professional team to develop and try to convert the result into the business impact, because he has that knowledge on this, because he is in a management level. Business impact means the revenue generation, the number of customers, the market share, the productivity. These are a couple of topics which is inside of those people always. So I always used to tell one thing, that the HR data should be converted to business data. Once you can do it, management will understand it perfectly. So the KPI data, the impact, if you can convert it to the organizational perspective, then they will understand. So if they have knowledge gap but having an interest, then it will be much more easy to deal with. Problem will be if they do not have interest as well. In that case, what you need to do, first thing you can do is start with less investment. Once there is less investment or no investment, you may not even require the approval from the top management. Start with your own jurisdiction and show the management what are the difference of the impact. For example, you are working in customer service department, you are the customer service department head. Now, if you have data for the last 3 months when there was no KPI system and you introduced KPI based system and practice 3 months and show this is the difference between having KPI based system in presence or in absent, and then it will be easier for anyone, even if they do not have business knowledge, they do not have the functional expertise, doesn't matter, they can understand what is the impact of this 2 period, so that they will then ask you, tell you, permit you to go in the deeper one. That is my understanding about this question. Anyone want to contribute?
Yes, I can. Actually,
Yes.
there is no owner. There is no owner in the world who doesn't understand his business. Actually, there is no owner. And if someone doesn't have knowledge, then there is a risk. Actually, I would like to mention one risk. That means the business will not grow. And if any owner doesn't understand about business, then the potential risk is, that means if he sees, actually, whenever the financial data is placed before him, he will only discuss the profit. If he doesn't see any profit, he will think that I will close my business. And the second thing is, if he doesn't know, or if he doesn't have any knowledge, then actually this is not very long that he will stay with his business. That means he will not be in the business anymore after after a short period, because he will lose his interest. So actually, these are the potential risks. Whenever he will not see any profit, he will close the business. And if he doesn't have any knowledge, there is a possibility that this business will get closed very soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we are in the very, very last part of this program, and there are 2-3 more questions. I'm just taking these questions, and then let's see how can it be answered. So one participant was asking that can KPI manage independently of project management software like Jira and Asana? I think not. It is not possible because of KPI having a couple of other features which may not be there. That is only for the software related part. So far, I understand. As a fresh HR personnel, how do I create KPIs for department and other department using? As a fresh person, I suggest not to create any KPI for you or for others. First, learn about the business, learn about your function, then try to implement. KPI is not so easy thing. KPI is not a thing which can be done as a fresh people. It needs business experience or organizational experience. That is the suggestions. The next one is how HR can set up KPI perfectly for software company. Here, one thing I want to mention, HR usually do not set the KPI. Rather, HR lead the KPI setting process. HR is the process leader for this. HR is the owner of this project. That doesn't mean HR will write all the KPIs for all the departments. Not at all. It is impossible. Simply impossible. If any HR says, then he should, his name should be in the Guinness World Book. Because that is the functional expertise requires to set the right KPI. So you never ignore the functional people once you are setting the KPI. The ideal scenario, the ideal practice is set up KPI team, KPI implementation team. So in the team, there will be all functional representative. Maybe one person can represent 2-3 functions. That's okay. But all functional representation should be there in the team, and it is a team's responsibility to develop the entire KPI. I'm sure that all the panelists will contribute in this topic because they are ready for this. So let's go one by one. Start with Mr. 𝗀𝗵𝗂𝗫𝗓. 𝗀𝗵𝗂𝗫𝗓, please.
Yes, thank you very much. For fresh graduate or fresh HR practitioner, HR professional, this is really risky. You already mentioned the whole details. How can KPI be formulated? What we are doing in our organization, we formulate a central team. There are subcommittee in each department. They are functionally or technically sound in their operational activities. So the core committee coordinate with the functional team, and functional team are accountable for formulating their KPI subject to discussion with their department heads and their departmental cascaded KPIs. In case of unit, there are also a subcommittee, unit central committee. So committee is there, HR is leading for coordination and for monitoring the progress and to support growth. So whatever you already mentioned, HR is not the jack of words. The whole scenario, HR is the business partner. That is there. But there are some technical issues. There are some formulas. There are some critical issues, which are hidden issues, which may not be known by HR personnel. So team must be there with their functional and technical knowledge of that department or that production process. That should be. Otherwise, it may be formulated in wrong method, and that will be dangerous for the organization and for the motivation of the people. Because right setting of KPI is must. Without right determinants and formula or a standard, people may be demotivated or dissatisfied. There is challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Iqbal. Murad bhai, please, in 1-2 minutes.
Already covered by you and Mr. Sh𝗂𝗂𝗓. Ultimately, it is not the job of an entry-level fresh graduate. KPI is not a so easy thing, because before starting the KPI job, he should understand what you have already said, the business knowledge of entire work process where the fresh graduates are working from. So if you don't understand the particular each and every departmental jobs, then ultimately he should not be involved with such a big responsibility. It's a responsibility where Mr. Sh𝗂𝗂𝗓 already explained many technical issues are related with to set up the KPI of research and development department, for QC department, or any engineering department of any organizations. So at the same time, in addition to particularly this technical knowledge, he or she should have the access to all departments, even to the seniors. So it is not possible for a entry-level officer to get access to all the seniors and all the people of various stations, not even in the headquarters. It may be, for example, in 𝗏𝗏, the headquarters is located at Dhaka, but it is factory located at Chittagong city. So sitting in the HR department of corporate office, it is not possible to set the KPI or the real thing of factory, what is going on over there. So before being involved with KPI, a fresh graduate should gain some experiences in that particular organizations and that industry. When he is confident that now I know the business, how it's going on, then he should be involved with KPI setting process. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Charnal bhai, for within 1 minute.
Okay. I'll actually get it very short. Actually, whenever I take classes in the university, then sometimes my students ask me how I can be very confident whenever I start a job. Then I advise them, have some trainings. Actually, in which area you would like to join, you try to find that what trainings you need to excel in your selected or chosen segment. Actually, if someone wants to be a merchandiser, I I then advise them, so and so trainings you can have. So for HR, I have the same advice. Whenever any HR person wants to do something, the first thing is he or she has to have training. And whenever someone has trainings, then he or she probably knows that if I want to do something with this training, or you can say with this knowledge, then I have to do some more. No, I should know something more. That means whenever I have training on KPI, then I must know that to have a KPI specialist, I should know something of businesses, something of these departments, something of the sections. Then he will understand. But before that, the first thing is he or she must have training on KPIs. And after knowing something of KPIs, he will understand that to be a good KPI practitioner, I have to learn some more things. These are so and so. And then probably he can grow himself or herself after having this training. Otherwise, probably he has no ladder, or he or she, actually for both, he or she has no ladder to move forward.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
training is
very much.
must.
Thank you.
Thank
So we are very much closer to the end of the program. The last questions I'm discussing, and then we will be closing after that. How will the organization review, refine, and retire KPIs that become irrelevant over time? The very simple process, as I told you, that in every quarter, you can review your KPIs. So you can have a KPI library. So that means every time, once you are setting your KPI, you can keep KPIs, bring KPIs from the library and find it which is relevant this quarter or this year or this month, and then keep others aside. It is not that you are deleting. It is preserving somewhere. Maybe after 2-3 years, one KPI can be retried. Why we set KPI? To monitor our progress, to achieve our goals, what we are going to achieve. So based on your current scenario, you are setting your objectives. On considering your objectives, you are setting your indicators to measure this. That is how we can do this one. So I'm requesting every panel member to contribute within 1 minute time, very short and very concise, and also with your closing remarks for this program, starting with Mr. Murad Hussain.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jaidi. It was an wonderful KPI summit. I would request to arrange more and more to be familiar with the KPI-based performance management system, because it's a buzzword, but still it's a tough word as well. So people are afraid of how to execute it in the right manner. So thank you very much, World Academy, for extending this opportunity for us to be the panel speaker in such a global KPI summit. So last but not the least, I would say all the participants, this is latest and numeric and measurable tools of the performance management system. So be familiar with it, implement it in your organizations, and definitely outcome will come of the business. It is aligned with the strategy. So business strategy will get the result if we can implement the KPI-based performance management system. And ultimately, communication is related as well with it. Thank you all, including Mr. Rupok Jaidi and World Academy, all the panelists and global participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murad Hussain. Now, Mr. 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗧.
Thank you very much, Jaidi bhai, for inviting me. I am on behalf of 𝗞𝗣𝗜 Group. 𝗞𝗣𝗜 is an organization where we create the professionals. We do not provide any job. We provide the career. This is a land of learning. We learn our people, we grow the professionals. So in case of World Academy, you are trying to create a learned professional in Bangladesh. Even your exposure in the world, that is really inspiring for us. So thank you very much. I wish you all the very best. Inshallah, we will move forward to create a learned professional in Bangladesh. Your contribution regarding KPI, your excellent program, 𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂 program. There are some other certification program. I know the few program are very wonderful because whenever I get your brochure, I go to the details because this learning will create the learned professional in our country. Once upon a time, there was a less learned people in RMG industry, but now based on this industry, institutions, universities are coming with different discipline for the sake of apparel industry. The participants today who are here, thank you very much for your patience sharing to us. I am thankful to World Academy, grateful to you, and thanks to all discussions panel members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, 𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂, for your wonderful, remarks for World Academy, and the same for you and your organization as well. A very well wisher for World Academy. Thank you once again, Mr. Shahanur Islam.
Okay, thank you very much. My concluding speech will be very surprising for all, for you, for panelists, for global participants, for all. Actually, I was practicing. KPIs. You can say for a long time, but I was made perfect after having a course from your World Academy. I was doing it, but but actually I could make it perfect whenever I had training from World Academy. And this is actually for you. You were nice. You were nice to all of us. You were first batch, and it was a nice experience. I would actually tell everyone that if you like to learn something, World Academy may be a good choice. And beside this, I would actually like to wish all the best for World Academy so that they can move forward with their Vision 30. Actually, their Vision 30 is very inspiring. So I would like to see. Actually, I had many courses from our academy, so I am actually lover of this academy. So I would tell everyone that actually their World Academy is trying all their best to, teach sincerely. And they're actually doing, I'm actually sincere. I'm actually sincere to express this. Actually, all the team members means you can say before training, I shared with one of my colleagues that Mr. 𝗞𝗣𝗬 and some others are not leaving this space. And it means a lot for him. It means a lot for Mr. Jayati. Actually, this is, of course, a good place. And I've understood, as I had many courses from your academy, I know about your places. So I would tell everyone, if you have any chances, you can have your courses, professional courses from this academy. And I would also, request Jayati bhai so that he can continue his pace like this. That means he should not become slow because his pace is very well. So he is actually moving very well, and he has a vision right now, and the vision is very inspiring. So I think that he will not spare his time or spare, that means spare anything to, make us loser. Actually, he would try everything he can do in favor of all his learners. So I would actually expect the same way I have said right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shahanur Islam.
Thank you.
Thank you all
Thank you.
the panelists for your wonderful delivery and attending here. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, as I said, that we have set the mission 2030 to become the #1 professional certification institute in the world, having 100 countries presence. And within the last 7 months' time, we set up 11 regional offices in the world. So that is really a very big achievement for World Academy team, the team who are working with us. I used to give example that if you want to know what is called ownership you come to World Academy and see our people. I just give you one case. Once I was coming back from Africa. My transit is in Ethiopia. Unfortunately, from Tanzania, the flight was delayed for 55 minutes, so that I missed that flight from Ethiopia to Dhaka. So I was in a transit for 24 hours, and the Ethiopian Airlines sent us every parts, and I was in the hotel. And that was the time. Once I reached the hotel, it was around 1 a.m. midnight for Bangladesh. So I was communicating with my brother. So that is the scenario. I missed the flight, so that I'm here. So he said that, okay, let me identify if there is any institute in Ethiopia, so that you can have a meeting on the next day. So it will be an utilized trip again. So he was communicating with a couple of team members in the group, WhatsApp group. Send a message that if anyone is not yet asleep, can you please search some Ethiopian institute. And at that time, 3 people, including one female colleague, responded, and they communicated a couple of institutes' details or some reports, analytical reports, at 4 o'clock midnight of Bangladesh time. I repeat, 4 o'clock midnight. It is really, it's not a job. It's not an employment concept. It is beyond the entrepreneurship. So that is what World Academy team does. That is what we have. That is our strength. We have 60 plus people from 14 plus countries. So that is our strength. And with the blessing of Almighty, with the cooperation of all the stakeholders, our trainers, our patronizers, our well-wishers, corporate professionals, friends, networks, our learners, from everybody, even though government officials from different countries, with their support, we are really growing very fast. Really amazing. I'm very much proud to be part of this fast growing organization in the world. And hopefully, as I said, though the mission has been set 2030, now we all are feeling that we could achieve it in 2028, inshallah. With that mission and with that note, with that hope, we are concluding here today. Thank you all the delegates who attended this program. Keep in touch. We will be launching different programs, webinars, summits, free at cost, on payment, high payment, low payment, all types of courses. We have launched one course which is called AI-based HR strategy. The cost is $1,500. That is also a virtual program, but the trainer from US living in Dubai, so that his price is very high. That's why we need to set the price higher. We apologize once again those who could not afford, but that could be a really very good program, hopefully. So that has been set in October. So we will be studying physical program, the virtual program, self-paced programs, academic programs, professional certification programs, lower cost programs, higher cost programs, high demanded trainer, and also good quality but less demanded trainer as well. Not a single program is less quality, but maybe you can find very new trainers we are introducing, and they are doing well. It is not a branded one, because cost is for brand. If today Murad Bhai is not that much branded in the training field, I'm honest with him, but after 5 years he will not be here because his brand capacity. So that is the reason we all want to make ourselves branded, and money for brand. That is the same thing. That's why. But our trainers are very good quality trainers. We're connecting, as we are working with we are working with Middle East, we are working with African belt, we are working with Asian belt, we are working with Europe. So for different countries, there are different purchase powers. So that's why we have launched different programs. Again, we are really grateful to all our stakeholders, including our team members of World Academy. They are really did a tremendous job, a very excellent job. If anyone say, I visited Tanzania and Kenya and Uganda, they said that Your people are very, very positive and very prompt. If I send a message, they are replying within 5-10 minutes. I said, have you ever thought what is the time of your opposition person? They didn't. And one lady was showing apologize that I never thought about it, but I'm really sorry that once I was knocking, it is 2 o'clock in the midnight for your time. And that person is responding at 2 o'clock in the midnight. That is what World Academy is. The achievement is not so easy, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it is with the blessing of Almighty and all the cooperation, but of course, there are some core team who are making it happen. So we are really grateful to all of our team members, all the stakeholders, all the delegates, all the learners of World Academy. We have 30,000 plus professionals from 65 countries. It's not a joke at all. We really grateful to Almighty and grateful to all of you. With that note, I conclude it here today and officially closing this program, KPI Summit 2025. Hope to see you on other day at any other program. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Good night.
Thank you very much. Night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.